Hello and welcome, my dear friends, my dear student, to my YouTube channel. Okay, so today I will going to discuss about the S block element. It is one of the very important topic. Sometime some student gonna ignore it. Okay, so this is very simpler topic. Okay, and also very important one. So before I start, I will recommend you to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that whenever I am adding a new video, uploading a new video, then we will get the notification. Okay, very quickly. So without any delay, let's get that started. Okay, so the S block elements. So we know in our periodic table there are totally 4 blocks. One is S, another is P, then D and F. Okay, so basically S, P, D, F are the four block of total periodic table. Okay. So generally, when I am discussing about the S block element, you might have think about that it is a very small block. Okay, because it is present at the left hand side. We will know about it. Okay. So the block that I have going to be discussed. Okay, generally having only two groups are there. Okay, so here we can say in the S block there are only two groups are there. One is group 1 and another is group 2. So the group 1 is another also known as alkali metal, and group 2 is otherwise known as alkaline earth metal. Okay, so this is the basic information about the S block elements. Okay, so generally the group first or the group 1 element, we can say those are the alkali metals, are lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. So you have to remember the group 1 elements. Okay, and after that the group 2 elements or the group second elements are barium, magnesium, calcium, strontium and barium and radon. Okay, so these are the group 2 elements. So what is the basic difference between the group 1 and group 2 elements? So in case of there, we can say in our electronic configuration, the group first element having only one element. Okay, only one element, that means the half filled S block. Okay, half filled the orbitals, we can not say S block, we can say the half filled your S orbital. Okay, so these are regarded as the group first element. And in case of group second element, what is that? The group second element, the here is also the last valence cell is S block. Okay, so its name is X block element, so it is included in that person. Okay, in that part. But here is the difference is that the group second elements or the S block second elements are having the outermost orbital is totally filled, that means the S block is totally filled. Okay, okay, we can say the last one orbital is your S block and it is totally filled, so you can say it is the second block element. And where we can say the first block, it is the half filled S block orbital. Okay, so come to the next one, the atomic radius. So what is atomic radius? Now the atomic radius of the alkaline metals are greater than the alkaline earth metals. So what is that? So you have to remember that that thing, that the atomic size or we can say the atomic radius of the alkali matter is greater than the alkaline earth metal. So whenever we read that, whenever we go through the right hand side in the periodic table, what happen actually? Actually the atomic size decreasing. Why it is decreasing? Now because the attraction force or the nuclear force of the atoms are increasing, so that the electrons are attracted towards the electron, and as a result of what? As a result of that, the atomic size is gone decreasing. Okay, whenever the atomic number is increasing, okay, the atomic size is decreasing. That means when we go from left hand to right hand side, the atomic size is gonna decreasing. Okay, so this is the reason behind it, why the atomic size is gonna decreasing. So generally we have to remember that when we have to remember the thing, the alkali metals are present at the left hand side and the alkaline earth metals are present at the right hand side. So when we go from left to right, what happens? The atomic size gone decreasing. So the atomic radius of alkali matter is greater greater than the alkaline earth metal. Okay, got it? I will I must share that you have all understand the concept. Okay, after that, the hydration enthalpy. What is hydration enthalpy? Now it is decreased with the increase of ionic size. So you have to remember the things. When the ionic size is increases, the hydration enthalpy decreases. Okay, so whenever the atomic radius size increases, the hydration enthalpy also decreases. Okay, so the next one is, what is that? The ionic mobility. Smaller size of the atom, more highly it is hydrated, and hence the lower is its ionic mobility. So my dear friends, it is a very simpler concept. What is that? When the atoms or ions having the smaller size, it is more highly hydrated. It can be converted into ionic form very easily, and when it is converted totally into the ionic form, okay, its ionic mobility also, I can say the it is also decreasing. Okay, so you have to remember the things. When the ionic size is increasing, okay, and suppose you think that the atom having the smaller size or ion having the smaller size, so it can be generally very quickly splitted in the water, or we can say it is very highly hydrated. Okay, smaller size, it can be very quickly hydrated, and hence the lower of its ionic mobility. So ionic mobility is the capability. Okay, is the capability, is the importance of that ion uh, to take the time to be hydrated. So whenever the ionic size is increasing, it takes more time, it is not more highly hydrated, and the ionic mobility also increasing. Okay, so whenever it is smaller in size, it is more hydrated, and ionic mobility will be decreasing. Okay, so whenever you think just a big ion, it has a high ionic mobility. Okay, but in case of smaller ion, it can be hydrated very easily, and it cannot have high mobility, it cannot move so high distance. Okay, so similarly this is the example of lithium having the lower ionic mobility than the sodium, than the potassium. Okay, so what happening actually here? Actually whenever the atomic here what happening here, the atomic size is gonna, okay, gonna decreasing. So when the smaller atomic size, the smaller will be the ionic mobility. Next one, the ionization enthalpy. It is very very important for your examination. So what is ionization energy? Very important. Ionization enthalpy. The first ionization energy of a group of first smaller than the group second element, and the group second ionic group is of group second is smaller than the first group. So here is the complex type of sentence, you have to read and carefully and understand it. So what happening here, the first ionization energy of group first, okay, or group 1 is smaller than the group second element. So the first ionization energy, okay, the first ionization energy of the group first or group 1 is smaller than the group second, but the second ionization energy of the group second is smaller than the group first element. So what is first ionization energy? Now whenever suppose you think here is the okay, here is the I have drawn a atom. Okay, so you have think this is an electron, and another one, this is another cell, and this is another electron. So the first ionization energy means it is the ability of the, it is the energy required to to withheld to extract the electron from its outermost cell. Okay, this is known the ionization enthalpy. So whenever we'll apply the first force and the first electron are extracted from its outermost orbit, we can say it is the first ionization energy. Okay, so and secondly, whenever we tried on the second electron, okay, we apply the energy to the second electron to withdraw from its orbital, so we need a high amount of energy. Okay, so here is it is saying that the first group means the group 1, the first ionization energy is very less than the second ionization energy of the group 2, okay, of the group 2 elements. So it is very less. Okay, So and we can say, so if you think that this is another electron, so here what happening, now the first ionization energy of this one, okay, so of this one is lesser than the ionization energy of the second, okay, and again it is saying that the second ionization energy of the first orbital, that means this is the second ionization of the first group element is higher than, it is greater than the second ionization energy of the group second, okay. So this is a general idea, okay, this is a general idea about the ionization enthalpy, okay. I hope you will understand it. So after that, the flame colorization. So due to the low ionization energy, the S block elements and their salts impart the characteristic color oxidizing flame except the barium and the magnesium. Okay, so barium magnesium does not show any colors, okay, it's just illuminated, not showing any color, but barium and magnesium don't show in flame coloration because they have a very small size and very high ionization enthalpy, okay. So the flame coloration due to the low ionization energy, the S block elements and their salt impact some characteristic color to the oxidizing flame. So remember the thing, some oh, we can say all of the elements, okay, all of the S block elements, okay, so some characteristic flames, okay, we can say the flame we whenever going on practical room we can say the flame test also shows the some impact, okay, to confine that it is belongs to the X block element, okay. So this is just a overview, and after that the reduction character. So reducing character, what is the reducing character? So due to the high or the large negative electrode potential, alkali metals are stronger reducing agents than the alkaline earth metal. So it is a very important thing. So due to the large negative electrode potential, so it is a very large difference electron potential between the your alkaline metal and alkaline earth metals. So it shows a stronger reducing agents. So who shows the stronger reducing agent? That means the alkali metal shows the higher reducing agents than the alkaline metal. So alkaline metal, earth metal is relatively less than the alkali metal, okay. So when we will next to come to the next point, reactivity towards the air. So when lithium, sodium or magnesium, whatever the S block element it is, whenever it reacts with, whenever it come across with the oxygen, it converted into its oxide very quickly, okay, and after that you can say reactivity with the water, okay. So what happening, so whenever a metal is react with a water molecule, it converted into its oxide very quickly and hydrogen gas is released as a byproduct, okay. It is a general idea. So after that the reactivity with the hydrogen, whenever a alkali metal and alkaline earth metals are react with hydrogen, it forms its hydride. You have to remember the things, okay. This is the general representation, okay. When the metal is react with hydrogen, it forms its hydride also, okay. This is the general idea, it forms its hydride, and as a result uh, nothing will be the byproduct, okay. Here nothing will be the byproduct, okay. So next one we will discuss reactivity with halogen. Whenever the metals or alkaline earth metal or the S block elements are react with the halogen, okay, the halogen group is very significant group. When it react with the halogen, so it forms its halides, it forms its compound of halides, okay. So you have remember the things, okay. Suppose you think barium oxide, carbon and chlorine, when it reacts with the halides, that means the chlorine or halogen group, it converted into barium chloride, very simple thing, okay. So solution with liquid ammonia. So the fresh solution of the alkali metal and the alkaline earth metals except the barium and magnesium is deep blue and paramagnetic and highly reducing due to the presence of ammoniated electrons. So you have to remember things, see the things, the fresh solution alkali metal or alkaline earth metals are become very deep blue color, they are paramagnetic, okay, and they are highly reducing, okay, due to the presence of ammoniated electrons. Why it is reducing it? Because it has some ammoniated electrons are there, okay. So this is the solubility of alkaline earth metal in hydroxide in water. So lithium is lesser, okay, soluble than the sodium, okay, and sodium is less soluble than the potassium. So whenever we go on the down to a series, okay, we observe that whenever we go down and down, we observe that the solubility of the alkaline metals are increasing. Okay, very simple thing. Okay, then another one is anomalous behavior of lithium and barium. So it is a very simple thing. It is done very small size and high ionization energy and high polarizing power. So this is a general idea. Because why it is so the anomalous behavior? Because it is of smaller size, it is high ionization energy and high polarizing power. So generally the high ionization energy and high polarizing power and smaller size create the anomalous behavior of lithium and barium. Okay, and some diagonal relationship and similarity between the lithium and magnesium. So the both lithium and magnesium are hard in nature. Okay, this is the diagonal relationship, and both react with nitrogen to form its nitride. Okay, so it is the relation with the diagonal character with the your s block element, that is the only lithium. Okay, very simple thing yours, my dear friends. So I hope you will understand the topic. Okay, so this is for today. Okay, so we'll next class we will discuss about the another things. Okay, so till then keep watching and not forget to subscribe. Okay, be safe, thank you.